Hey guys, Sean here. A little bit of a different video today. I've been seeing a lot of obviously trends going on happening, especially with the technology of TikTok and Instagram and social media. And people have been trying to see what works for them and what doesn't work and which are myths. So I've never seen any of these videos, but I've been sent about 10 videos to kind of just give my insight to as a personal trainer, weight loss coach and exercise physiologist, but purely just here to educate and react and see what we can do to help people out there. So if you're looking to find out what's truth and what's not truth, well, hopefully this will give you some insight onto what's out in social media and what you should believe and maybe even things to take into consideration. All right, so very chill and relaxed video. Let me know what you think and comment down below. I'm just gonna watch these and then give you a reaction to each. All right, so this first one is about portion sizing. So it's taking off the skin off his chicken, that's good. He's got some potatoes, complex carbohydrates, love it. He's got some cabbage. Good portion of vegetables. He's got some mixed vegetables with some corn and peas. That looks like some cauliflower cheese. That's looking good. I'm not sure what this is here. Obviously this is not a very Asian food, so I'm not very familiar with it. Oh yeah, it's gravy, nice. So let's break that down. First of all, I'm just watching it again as we go. So overall, just looking at this video here, you can see that the man has taken off the chicken skin, which is great because that means now you're reducing the amount of fat inside your intake. Now, chicken breast versus chicken thighs, I really don't care because with chicken thighs, it's obviously tastier and it's gonna keep you onto your nutrition a lot easier. Taking the skin off is about self-control. If you know that throughout the day you have high amounts of fat and this is just an easy way to do it, go for it. I think it's a great idea. The vegetable portioning, I think that's a great amount of vegetables because obviously as we know, vegetables have very little macronutrients. It's mostly fiber, vitamins and minerals. So it's gonna keep you fuller for longer. So you can eat a lot of vegetables. It's gonna keep you fuller for longer, especially with your stomach if you're used to bigger portion sizings. So yeah, really like this one. The potatoes, look, you're allowed to eat carbohydrates. He's not got a great amount. And he's even got some cauliflower cheese as well. I'm not sure what type of cheese he's using because not all cheese is bad. More cheeses or some cheeses have more fat than others. So he could have used a low fat cheese, but all I can say that the portion size is not very big. And then the gravy as well, you got to double check the ingredients in this. I'm not a big user of gravy. It doesn't mean I don't love it because everything tastes better with gravy. Literally what I say to my wife all the time. So you could have it just for that little bit of flavor. I mean, at the end of the day, I'd probably just use sriracha. That's just me. But you'll definitely really like this one actually. So let's move on to our next one. All right, let's have a look. This is coffee and lemon. Just having a watch. No diet, 1 to 65. Half a teaspoon of coffee, a glass of hot water, half a lemon, this early morning. All right, this one's gonna get me really riled up. This is a stupid idea. The reason why is because no magic drink is gonna fix your bad diet or your bad exercise. If anything, it starts to become a keystone habit. Now, if you don't know what keystone habits are, highly recommend this book. It's called The Power of Habits. And just for an example, they say that people who say eat with their family tend to have better finances. The keystone habit was to eat with their family and the result is to have better finances. Now, why is that related? Nobody knows, but the keystone habit itself drives it. So if you're going to be having this magical drink that everyone thinks is going to work, you will unintentionally start making better decisions. And that's where the correlation versus causation thing happens. People think that they did this, which is why it led to this result. But what we need to realize is that if you're going to be losing weight because of this magic drink, it's because you've made subconscious decisions along the way that helped you reduce your calories or made you even exercise more. So this magic drink is not going to work. You know, if I ate KFC every single day and I just had this coffee and lemon drink, it's not going to do anything for me every single morning because the fact is I'm still eating a high amount of food, I'm still not exercising, it's not going to fix anything. Sorry, I call a bluff on this one. This is not a good one. All right, let's go to number 3. Back with another weight loss 550 calorie. He's got a plate and the plate's got good portion size, and this is actually what a lot of dietitians teach. I like this one actually. The food looks good. We've got some onigiri rice by the looks of things. We've got some good amount of protein with the salmon and the vegetables too. Now, obviously I've been doing this for a long time. I don't need a plate to tell me how many vegetables I like, and also saying that this is really good. I just want to say that after a while you don't want to be implementing and using tools all the time. You want to be able to just use it without it, because what happens if you go into a restaurant? Now, I'm not criticizing this video. I actually really like this one. I think it gives good insight towards people knowing what they need to be eating. Now, the only thing that it's missing is the value of the actual food itself. So for example, that rice there, or it looked like rice to be honest, was white rice. That's not as beneficial as say brown obviously, but the portion sizing is still quite good. But if you're eating that 3 times a day, that could be a good thing. But if you're not seeing the results, then that's where you need someone to kind of guide you through. On an overall perspective, it does teach people to be more mindful, and I think that's what we're looking to aim for with this video. So even if you followed that, just follow it in like 2 weeks, and you're starting to do some walking, some exercising, this is particularly for the beginners. I would say I would highly recommend that. Not a bad video, and it would lead you in the right direction. Let's move on to our next one. So number 4, cardio won't help you lose weight. Oh, this is a listen.
Aerobic
so I need to turn the volume up.
is not the best form of exercise for weight loss. I mean, yeah, if you want to lose muscle and water weight, go right ahead. But if you want to lose belly fat, that fat around your love handles, arms, and legs, this is what you need to do. So the best bang for your buck when it comes to losing body fat through exercise is strength training. Here's why. When you lose weight without strength training, 25% of the weight that you lose is muscle. Muscle is one of the most metabolically active forms of tissue in your body, meaning that it burns a lot of calories just being on your body. So you definitely don't want to lose that. But how do you do that? By strength training and either building or maintaining muscle, you prevent muscle loss and can even build muscle if you're doing the right things with your calories. So if you want to lose body fat, get in a calorie deficit and strength train. If you can commit 45 minutes to an hour strength training 3 times a week, you will see amazing results. But don't forget about that calorie deficit. Let's get after it.
I think, first of all, I agree with his message. Obviously, everything's within context. Yes, strength training. I highly recommend strength training. And if you haven't already, if you follow me on Instagram, I do a lot of strength training. I focus on this being the, basically, literally, I focus on that being literally like the meat on your plate. You need to focus on that. But cardio is somewhat needed still. And then let's break that down a little bit. You should still 100% focus on strength training. I'm not saying don't do it. You need a squat, you need a bench, you need a deadlift, you need to do pull-ups and push-ups and lunges and everything in between. If you can do that at least 3 times, you're gonna be doing great, pushing close to your maximums each day, and then get someone else to help you out with periodization and making it interesting. The second part is eventually that does start to become a little bit hard, because for example, strength training does increase the metabolism, but only to a certain extent. When you hit a wall, there's going to be a hard part where you do need to somewhat reduce or spend more energy. So that's where you can either obviously reduce the amount of food that you intake and just keep reducing that, or what you can do is try and maintain the food to be medium high, keeping you still full, still being able to perform in the gym, but then you can start to add some cardio. So this is what I mean by it's not so black and white. I'm not saying he's wrong. I think he just needs more time to explain his context. But also, if he if he explains more, it would be more confusing. So to say to do 0 cardio is wrong. To say that to focus on strength training is definitely right in my books, because I've seen people who have a lot of strength, they just can't reduce weight despite how much food they try and eat, because if they eat less food, they get weaker, especially in strength-based sports. So they need to do some cardio to at least cut some of it out. But then saying that if you go the other way around, if you're doing all cardio, eating as much food, and you're still losing weight, you become really, really weak, and then you become this skinny fat kind of look thing. So that's something to be aware of as well. Not a bad video. It leads people in the right direction, if I'm gonna say. All right, let's move on to our next one. Number 5, HIIT workout. I already know I'm gonna hate this. If you got stubborn belly fat, okay. I don't like this one because I hate HIIT training, I'm not gonna lie. And even saying that, anything works when a guy is that shredded because you're gonna believe him. One thing I'm gonna say is, it depends on what you think will work. Because like I was mentioning before, it is, I guess, a formula at the end of the day. When I was talking about the previous video, it was exactly the same thing. It was about making sure that you understand what goes in, what goes out, and how you can get extra out without just cutting everything that goes in. Because eventually, if you keep cutting everything that goes in, which is your food intake, you're not going to be feeling so great. This is, if you ever want to lose weight, it's basically controlled starving. And you want to make sure you understand. Now, is this going to work to focus just on belly fat? Probably, maybe, it depends on the person. But I can guarantee you this guy has done a lot more than just those 5 exercises 3 times per week. So if that's gonna get you motivated, that's a great thing. And one thing I wanna be more, I guess, open about is the fact that people are gonna start splitting hairs about what's gonna be good for weight loss and belly fat and all that kind of stuff, which is what we aim to do and educate. But the thing is, if you're not exercising and that gets you motivated, hell, do it. That's the bigger message at this point in time. Now, if this is leading people astray, like that no, I'm gonna say anyway, like that stupid coffee and lemon thing, then it's gonna ignore the fact that you need to exercise still. Look, I'm not down for that. I really agree with this. At least it gives you the insight to do some exercise. You just gotta make sure you learn how to do it correctly. Let's move on to our next one. Illegal workouts, full body edition. Oh yeah, I used to do that all the time in the gym. No, what the hell is this? Don't do that. That's a bad thing. That deserves a ban of your membership. That is unique. This is a big no-no. Hell no, definitely don't do that. I have seen some weird shit happen at the gyms. That was one that I've seen actually. I've never seen any of these other ones like the anacondas and all that. The pedal skis I find funny because we used to just do that with friends. Between clients, like when I used to work at a gym, we usually just had one on each side, and then we would just talk like that. The air swim's funny. Look, at the end of the day, don't do any of those things. Maybe the first one, because you're allowed to do that. But all the other stuff, that's a big no-no. Don't do those things. There is some etiquette things that you can't do at the gym, and some of them are like making eye contact with a person when they're doing any sort of exercise, especially if they're not your friend, and especially if you don't know them. Things like that would be, if someone's going for a big squat in the squat rack, please don't look at them. Please don't be in their eyesight. Stay away from them. Another thing would be, don't touch the machine. Don't be in people's faces. Just genuine stuff like that. Put your equipment away when it's done. Wipe down when you're done. Have a towel at all times. And even saying that if you see someone lingering, in a polite way, not that weird, creepy way, but if you see someone lingering, ask them, do you want to work in with you? Now, saying that, I don't work in a gym anymore. I don't even go to a commercial gym. I train at home, I train at my clinic, I train at my studio. So I don't need to do all that. But when we go to the gym as well, there is some things of etiquette, and that's like waiting for someone to finish before you even grab anything near them so that they can focus on their exercise. It's making sure you give them fist bumps. It's making sure you help spot and load. It's making sure you share equipment as well. And also talk and discuss. So it's funny how we say that, because when you're young, everyone just does it. But when you're older, people forget about etiquette and communication and all these small things that really matter. So yeah, I'm guessing at the end of the day, this is just to get some awareness out there and also just for fun. So really enjoyed watching that one actually. All right, where is the next one? By the way, I've actually got 2 phones. So I'm recording with an iPhone at the moment with this wireless headphone, wireless microphone, but this phone here is an Android. So let me know, what do you use? Are you team Android? Are you team iPhone? Just let me know down below, okay? All right, number 7. Today's diet culture. Too much fruit and sugar causes bloating. Okay. Rice has carbs in it and carbs make you fat. Okay. Eggs, high cholesterol, good on high in calories. So what the hell am I supposed to eat? Yeah, this does get confusing, okay? So here's the biggest thing. Like, I'll get a lot of people saying, ugh, you eat burgers, and people go, ugh, you eat, the skin on your chicken, and people going, you shouldn't be eating sweet potato fries, or you should be eating fries, or whatever it might be. But then these are the same people who really judge you, despite the fact that, smoking a cigarette, drinking alcohol, and don't even exercise at all. So it's pretty interesting. So let's break it down, okay? Yes, there are things that I have considered high amounts of sugar. So yes, Fruit has high sugar because guess what? It's fructose. Another thing is, eggs, yes, they have cholesterol. They're high in cholesterol, so to speak. And then I think another one was granola. It was like causes bloating or something. I actually had to put my phone down. Here's the thing when it comes to everything that's considered high. It's not saying you can't eat it. It's saying that you need to make sure you're aware of how much you're taking in per day. So for example, if you're eating high amounts of sugar or you're eating lots of fruit that has high amounts of sugar, you need to be aware of how much sugar are you eating in the day. So for example, this morning I even had some sugar in the form of some fruit. I had pineapples. It's considered high in sugar, but guess what? Later in the day, I'm not going to be eating any more sugar because I know that I don't want to. And secondary is even if I were to eat some more, then I'd be aware of how much my total caloric intake is. Those are things that I would love people to understand. Eggs and cholesterol as well. I mean, there's worse things that you can have. If you're having like 1 or 2 eggs per day, there are much worse things that people are eating on the daily. So no, don't avoid that. And that's the bigger message I want everyone to understand. Don't be avoiding foods because it's high in something. Just know and understand when you can eat it and how you can work around it. It's kind of like Tetris. So if you don't know how to do that, let me know. And we'll link you to a video which can help you understand a little bit more about how you can kind of Tetris your food to suit your goals and your lifestyle as well. All right, I think this is our last one. I'm actually enjoying this so far. This is really new for me as well. Number 8. Best exercises if you're obese. Pulsing squat holds, not bad. Half squats, yeah. Lift legs into abduction, yeah. Save and share this. I don't mind those. Low impact. So I'm actually going to give credit to this guy. This guy looks really fit. He knows what he's doing. And obviously, no matter who you are, nothing's going to be perfect. And I could pick this apart if I really wanted to, but I think that goes against, well, what this guy's doing, and he's trying to do the best he can. So this guy's real fit. Anyway, so let's go through it. If you're obese, and I'm gonna say a BMI of 31 or so, and you say 130 to 140 kilos, these are really good exercises to get you going. It's just about getting you moving. You do want things that kind of reduce your range of motion for the time, so you don't put too much loading on, say, like your knees and your hips, especially if you haven't exercised in a long time. And then the secondary thing would be to do things that are low impact, and impact is a different form of force on your joints. So you have normal forces that just do this, and then impact is that. Think like hammer. It does end up beating up your joints, and that's not what we want you to do. So that's why we encourage things like water walking to get you going. But then at that point, because you can't do so much exercise long term without hurting everything, we do require you to be really focusing on nutrition, and that's a really important one. So that's like alcohol, that's sugar, that's reducing as much of those as you can, reducing your caloric dense food. Even though you may be considered obese, it's the same concepts as anyone else who is also trying to lose weight as well. You just have a lot more to be able to lose, so you may see bigger changes. But one thing is we like to educate people on his habits. Back to the video though. I'm actually gonna have a look at some of his other stuff because, like I said, he's quite a fit guy, and he looks like he knows what he's talking about. 742,000 followers. He's got a lot of stuff. So he's a bodybuilder as well. He talks about making sure you understand, stop eating white rice. Okay, I'm not gonna click on that one because that's gonna get me mad. But I'm gonna say that exercise-wise, he seems to know what he's talking about. I'm just gonna say, yep, that's great with me. Everything else, I'm just gonna kind of avoid now if I saw that alkaline rice one. Okay, last one. If you've enjoyed this, please let me know, and I'll let you send me some more stuff as well. All right, so I've lost 100 pounds and gained my life back. Wow, that's a kettlebell too. Great work. She is on an air drip too, or air supply. That is awesome. I've lost 100 pounds and gained my life back, so can you. I love this one. I'm actually gonna follow that one, by the way. So that is awesome. So one thing that we always tell people, it's like, it's not about who you are as an exterior, it's about who you are as an interior. At the end of the day, most of us, and I say most of us, have 2 arms, 2 legs, and also a lot of motivation. But it's about the consistency as you as a personality And I've seen people, obviously I said 2 arms, 2 legs. I've seen people with only 1 arm and 1 leg, and they're the most motivated people. So I love following things like this on Instagram and social media because it gets me motivated. Like, I always look at myself and I go, am I doing everything that I can towards my goals? And watching this really got me motivated. I literally just clicked follow. So I'm gonna actually have a look at some of the stuff that she's doing. She looks like she's lost quite a bit too. Now, obviously, I'm not going to critique the fact about how she's doing her exercises and what she's doing, because I think the bigger picture is do exercise and get it done. Also, just because I'm in a clinical field and I know what to do and all that kind of stuff, anything is better than nothing. That's literally what I'm going to say. And she's doing good movements like deadlifts, she's doing some shoulder presses, she's doing squats, she's doing some lat raises. I assume that she's eating really well too. Hopefully it's nothing crash diet like, but she's got some good followers on here too. And she's looking like she's also learning how to enjoy her food too, because it's not all about steamed vegetables, I can tell you that much. She's got a bit of her personality, it looks like, because not all of her exercises, or not all of her TikToks are just exercise based. So that's really good to see. It makes me wonder, should I be focusing on TikTok instead? Anyway, that's all I want for today. I really enjoyed doing that. If you have any more videos that you want me to react to, obviously please send them to me. You can send it to me through Instagram, that's Sean.momentum. I think my TikTok it was also Sean.momentum. So you can message me on TikTok. I won't be as active on that, but Instagram's the most popular one. Even if you can see it on this YouTube channel, send them to me and I'll be able to react. I actually really enjoyed this one. This was easy to do and it gave a lot of insight. It made me realize that there are still some people out there who are maybe lost on things like the black coffee and lemon, versus there are some people out there who are really trying to educate and even saying that, show their journey through what they're trying to do as well. So I'm really happy to see and also happy to react to those. Maybe this video went a little bit longer than I thought, but oh well, I hope you learnt. Take care guys, I hope you guys are still building momentum. Bye. I'm about to sneeze real soon. So, ooh.